everyone. It's Felicia Dortch with Relationship Entertainment TV, with the news you can use and the ish you don't want to miss. I hope your Tuesday is going great. A good start to your weekday or week period. We're in our second week of October. You know, time is flying. Oh my gosh, my kids just reminded me that Halloween's this month, Thanksgiving the following, and then Christmas. I just want all of that to let's just skip over that and hop to January so we can get to my birthday. But anyway, you didn't want to hear about me. So let me get down to it. So I believe it was maybe last week on Tuesday, I talked about the Breonna Taylor story and about how the verdict didn't go the way that we wanted it to go, of all of America wanted it to go. And you know how devastating that was to not only the African American race, but all races combined. Because it's just a tragic story, and you know, you hear so many different sides to it. But I wanted to talk to you today about a few things that's going on that's kind of fueling what's going on in our economy or our country at this time. So the reason why I brought up that story is because here in Houston, we have a memorial, and I believe it's going to go from city to city, but it's called the Say My Name Memorial. And I'm going to be on location there on Thursday for Thursday's show to kind of show you what it looks like. And what I understand is they have these columns that are built with the person's picture that has been slain by police, and it has their story, and it tells how, you know, they died at the hands of police, of course. And so it's these individual little columns that we'll look at. I won't cover all of them, but I'll give you enough or show you enough so that you would see the memorial, and hopefully it'll come to a city close to you. So that's one of the things I wanted to bring up, and this is going to tie into what I'm talking about today. And then also we have our president. He tested positive for COVID. You know, I woke up last week, that was a hot topic. It was all over my phone, all over Facebook, Instagram, all social media, the news. I mean, it was on all day long. So one of the biggest things that everyone is worried about is, well, if he tested positive for COVID, then how long has he been carrying this sickness, and how many people has he infected? So you have to think about the number of people that the president is around at all times. And might I remind you that numerous times he made fun of people wearing masks. He said he didn't need to wear a mask. He also said at the very beginning that he was taking the hydrochloroquine, and then it was said that he had stopped the hydrochloroquine. And so it's a little confusing on if he was taking it or not taking it. Some people were saying that he wasn't taking it. As a medical professional myself, I don't believe that he was taking it, because just taking it to take it can damage your kidneys. And from what I understand and what I heard on the news earlier today is that he already has underlying medical issues. So I don't believe that he would just be taking hydrochloroquine just to be taking it. Needless to say, he's tested positive and he's supposed to be in quarantine. So then I see on the news today, and it was shown that instead of him being quarantined in his room, he actually took the Secret Service out around the perimeter of the hospital to shake hands and thank people for supporting him, and, you know, just thanking people for being there for him at the hospital, again, with no mask, and shaking hands. So I'm not understanding this whole process. So along with the police brutality that we have going on, then we have our president who's positive for COVID, that's out shaking hands and talking to people and acting as though nothing is going on. And we have these debates coming up. If I'm not mistaken, he has a debate coming up October the 15th, I believe. And then here in Houston, we now have central locations to turn in our mail-in ballots. So I can't just go walk outside to my mailbox and put my mail-in ballot there. I have to drive to NRG Center. Now, for everyone, I know everyone doesn't live in Houston like I do. Some of you may be familiar with the NRG Center, some of you may not. But I'm going to give you an idea. From where I live, it would take me 45 minutes to take that mail-in ballot to that central location. Okay, I live on the outskirts of Houston. So I have a car. I'm physically able. It's not a problem for me to drive 45 minutes away. But the point is, let's think about the people that may not have that transportation or may look at it as 45 minutes away. I'm not driving 45 minutes away to drop something in the mail. So now we're faced with voter suppression. That's my personal opinion, because I just told you that I can actually get in my car and I can drive 45 minutes away. But would I do that? Would I really take just one piece of mail 45 minutes away? And that's without traffic. And if anyone knows Houston, there's no such thing. So it may take me 45 minutes to an hour or more to get from where I live to NRG. So you have to think about those things. So let me just recap. We have the central location for the mail to drop off the mail-in ballot. We have our president that tested positive for COVID. And we're still fighting for Breonna Taylor, along with, I just found out that another young man was shot after he was trying to help with a domestic dispute. It was a lady he didn't even know. He just was trying to stop her from being beat up. And a police officer shot him. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was twice in the chest and 3 times in the back. I may have those reversed. But the point is, they killed him. So we still have police brutality going on. And coupled with an election next month, I am pretty sure that everyone like myself is emotionally drained. We're mentally drained. We're not sure what we need to do. So I know by now you're saying, my God, that's a lot. How on earth are we going to turn this into a positive situation? Well, the positive situation for me would be, let's start with the first one with Breonna Taylor. We'll continue to fight, hopefully legislatively. We're getting some bills in place, some things to be passed to help us fight for her and fight for other people and fight for ourselves, because we could be stopped at any time. Our young men can be stopped at any time. Husbands, boyfriends, it doesn't matter at this point, because it's no respect of person. It's female and male that are getting gunned down for really no reason. Okay, so we got to stay vigilant at that point and continue to educate our children, continue to pay attention to our surroundings and what's going on. And hopefully if you do get stopped, and I'm not going to sit here and say all cops are bad, because I have some great friends that are cops and they are amazing, but we just have to pay attention to things that are going on. And hopefully you won't find yourself in a situation where you're having to record what's going on or praying that you're going to get back home. But we have to stay active in the fight. Do what you can at your local level. Be a part of the bill passing. Be a part of petitions and anything else that we can push this forward. And that leads into, now you're saying, well, how on earth can we turn a positive to, a negative to a positive with the president? On that aspect, along with the voter suppression, my biggest thing is vote. The situations that we are facing, I'm not sure if this is happening in other states where they're moving mail-in ballots to a central location, but it's happening here. So if you are able to drive, for example, with myself, I'm going to vote in person. But if I know that my mom needs to mail in a ballot, or there are people, especially my elderly people or people that may not have a card, it doesn't even have to be elderly. If they don't have a card, then let's get together and do a carpool. Grab enough people, make a post and say, hey, if you don't want to vote in person, you want to mail it in, I'll come pick you up. Take them to the polling location, considering that we now have to mail in our ballots way at the NRG center. So take the initiative to be that for someone. Get a group of people together and take them to do, even if they're not doing the mail-in ballot, get them together and make sure that they get out and vote. My personal opinion, and I can't stress this enough, it's my personal opinion. I don't believe that our president is actually COVID positive. And the reason why I don't believe that is because if you are positive, president or not, I don't really think that the medical professionals are going to let you go out to the perimeter with no mask, shake hands, bare hands, and talk to people face to face, really close, and you're positive for COVID. Because unless I'm wrong, I haven't heard any medication that you can instantaneously take and make you not positive anymore or not able to spread the disease. So that's a little concerning to me. And it's possible, let's just be real, it's possible he said, I don't care, doctor, I'm going to go outside anyway. It is very possible that could have happened. We will never know, because that won't be, told to us as of how he's acting inside the hospital. But when you're contagious, you're put in an environment where you're not around other people. Even if you have the flu or chickenpox or tuberculosis or anything that can be spread from one person to another via droplet or airborne, meaning you breathing it, sneezing it, then they will put you in an area that's by yourself. You can't go in and out of the room. Nothing can be brought in and out of your room because of cross-contamination. So that leads me to believe that this is all a ploy, because we do know that the election is coming up very shortly in 30 days or less. So I'm just concerned about that. So that's really making me push you guys to get out and vote. If you are concerned about what's going on, remember, not just the presidential election. I'm talking all the way down to the local. Okay, we have to make sure that we are taking care of each other as a community. Because at this point, I am not sure about the leadership of our government at the highest level. There are too many games that are being played in this. So the positive draw out of this whole situation is, yes, we do have a lot going on. Yes, we still have police brutality. We have a president that's doing some nonsense. And then we have voting coming up. This is not the time for you to say, you know what, forget it, throw my hands up. It doesn't make a difference to me, because it does make a difference. Research your local candidates. See who's going to be on those school boards. See who's going to be your governor or mayor or, whatever is on the ballot. Just take the time to research it, because honestly, our life depends on it now. Our livelihood depends on it. So I hope this was very helpful to you. And I would love if you would leave some comments. I had a guy leave comment before, and I love to engage. So if you have any comments you would like to leave, I will definitely message you back, and we can go back and forth and debate about it. However, I won't argue. I'm not going to respond to things that are inappropriate. Everyone has an opinion, and these are mine. So I hope this was helpful to you. And remember, please get out and vote. Don't let anything stand in your way. And I'm your host, Felicia Dortch, with the news you can use and the issue you don't want to miss. I will see you Thursday.